You going for it? You opened your mouth, so I was gonna... Okay. Hey, welcome to Verbal Laxative. I'm Jason.
Sinson.
And Hassan.
Yeah, the three same people.
As always.
No one's dead yet.
Yeah, surprisingly. I don't expect to last long, but yeah.
We already have your replacement picked out.
Okay, is that what the casting couch is for?
Yes.
Who is it? I want to know.
She's female.
Okay, it's already better.
I wish. No, we're still stuck with you. We're still stuck with you and terrible rates for all of us.
Yeah.
The only way this will ever get popular is they replace... Well, they replace all of us. The powers that be. The powers behind this podcast. The puppet master.
Do we have a boss?
The Illuminati.
How come the boss didn't pay for all the equipment and shit?
If only we had a boss, then we wouldn't be so broke.
Would we be paid for this? That'd be the dream.
That would be interesting. Although
Yeah.
I imagine one of us would have a reason to quit after a while. Hostile work environment.
That'd probably be me, right?
Oh, probably you.
Yeah, probably. Damn. These are some harsh working conditions, man. Preemptively, we also have the dog in the room.
Yeah, the dog is back.
If you
Our
hear
guest appearance, our only guest, our most important guest.
3 times now, that's a new record.
Yeah.
From no other.
Three
New
times?
record or first record?
Still new.
Zero content whatsoever.
So, how's it going?
Not bad. It's been a slow couple of weeks, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had the E3s actually finished up at this point.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really actually catch anything this week, though. Well, the tail end of it.
Yeah. And I made the stupid mistake. I regret it still from the last recording when we were talking about E3. I was talking about, yeah.
You made mistakes, didn't you?
I made a huge mistake.
All right.
And it's so stupid.
It's
What
time to
mistake
confess.
did you
Come clean to our viewers.
The biggest one was I was talking about Fallout,
Yeah.
and I shouldn't say this now. I'm a Fallout fan. When I talked about Fallout, I got the whole title wrong.
Oh, wow. You did,
I
didn't
said,
you? 76,
I said,
isn't it?
yeah, I said 73. It's
Yeah,
76.
you know what? I didn't catch
And I
it.
was so stupid.
I just bandwagoned onto it. I'm like, you must be correct.
Yeah, you
How
think
could you
so?
get this wrong?
I was off by 3, so it's close, right?
You were like
You said-
73. What
You
the
said
fuck?
73?
I said 73.
Alright.
I corrected myself in the description for the last video, and I typed 76, not 73. But, it's on record. I'm stupid, so...
It's okay. We always make
So
things
many regrets. I have nightmares about it.
wrong.
so-
Good. You should. As you should.
You're
This
that,
should
or,
haunt you to the
or
rest.
it's because I watched The Shining right before going to sleep the other day.
Either way, this should haunt you for the rest of your life.
Oh, it will. It's gonna haunt me till my deathbed.
That was the only
Which might
mistake
be
you
soon. That's the biggest one I saw.
Oh,
There was
okay.
probably
Oh,
more.
we all make mistakes. I'm pretty
We
sure.
could
I
make a
tons of
list.
mistakes, too.
Okay, just for the record then, I'm not an expert in anything.
Jason, your mistakes.
No one
are
is an
unforgivable.
expert in anything
I
here.
am not an expert in anything.
It's
Anything
fine
I
if-
talk about should be taken with a grain of salt.
It's fine if
or
we make mistakes, but
millions.
Jason, you're supposed to be the non-mistakable guy.
Well, I don't want to do these kind of podcasts while reading source material or anything. I just want to go off the top of my head. So it's an
the
actual
top of your head is not
conversation.
good enough anymore.
Oh, the top of my head is terrible. It's a terrible source of information.
Well, maybe the yogurt too will help you today.
Oh, so we are outing that I'm eating yogurt right now.
I'm gonna out
It's
it.
strawberry flavored.
Strawberry flavored yogurt.
I don't know if it's
in
real
a tube.
strawberries. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah, tell us what you're gonna say.
E3.
Tell us another mistake.
Oh, I don't really remember other mistakes. You had one, right?
No, this
Hang on.
next one you're gonna say is probably gonna end up being a mistake.
What next one? I didn't have a next one. That was the main one. That was the glaring one that when I listened to it, I was just like, holy crap, I got the whole title wrong.
Oh,
The
fuck.
title
I
itself.
thought you had something new to add. You just wanted to,
I was going to talk about other
you want
E3
to
stuff that happened
lament on
since.
on your failures, your past
Oh,
failures.
it's not enough that I cry to sleep every night?
It's not enough.
Okay, fine. Anyways, at E3, I'm just going to go through some of the bigger things I remember. So one of the things is like Nintendo, they had their press conference and it was pretty much just the only thing important was Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, I saw that one too.
And then, like, pretty much half of their presentation was on Smash Bros. I don't know if you ever played any of the Smash Bros.
Yeah.
games, but yeah, so they're saying how all the past characters from past games
Everybody's gonna be in it.
in this new one.
Everybody.
Yeah, that's
Let's
their
give some new characters
tagline
to
kind of thing too.
everybody.
It's like everyone's in it, And the internet's in a bit of an uproar, well, like the really nerdy people about it, because they're like, Waluigi's missing. It's like, you added Daisy, but not Waluigi?
They lied. He
was
it as like an item, an assist, if I remember.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's not a selectable character anymore.
Yeah, that's what people are upset about. Otherwise, I don't know, it looks pretty good to me.
And then, did you see they teased, I remember there was one tease where it was like, oh, and by the way, and then it showed like a small clip of the GameCube controller or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're like, oh, is there going to be a new GameCube controller? No, it's just compatible with the old
Yeah, I know, that was so
controller.
lame. I was looking for... The GameCube controller was one of the best controllers ever.
Yeah.
It was so comfortable. Every button's like nicely placed. I wanted a wireless version for the Switch, but no, it's just saying like, oh yeah, it's compatible with it, but it still has the wire. So it's like, what's the point? I'm not gonna use that.
Why can't they make a wireless one now?
They really should. They really should, but they didn't. And other than that, they announced like Fortnite's gonna be available for Switch, which I don't really care too much about it. I played Fortnite on PC before, but it's like battle royale game. It's don't
very
really
punishing for new players.
I don't really like the building aspect of it. People, like, you start shooting at someone, they just instantly build stuff around them. They build themselves a freaking box. And then while that's happening, and I'm like, or whoever's shooting, you're just gonna get picked off by someone else. It's not great. It's like no payout for all your work.
It's unforgiving.
It is. Other than that, Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, it looks amazing. I don't know if they actually showed any gameplay or not. I just remember their trailer they showed.
So what is it? I didn't watch the full thing. Is it going to just be like GTA but in like a cyberpunk future?
I think it's supposed to be something along those lines. But they announced it's going to have like full nudity, romance options, like in the weather game and stuff like that. So I'm already excited for it. I mean, I don't even know what the gameplay is like.
They had you at full nudity, huh?
Yeah.
The general audience rating. Same rating they gave to like Mario or something.
And
yes, this is approved for all audiences.
Should.
there was just other crap. Like nothing was really huge. Some things like freaking Kingdom Hearts had tons of trailers, but I still don't know what the hell's going on in that game.
No, it seems to be, if you play Kingdom Hearts, if you're a fan of that, you just have to be a diehard fan. All the diehard fans always wait for...
Okay, well, that storyline, I don't know if you ever tried to play or get the storyline of Kingdom Hearts. It is confusing.
No, it's just the same, like, that's why... Like the Final Fantasies, each one they just have some kind of weird storyline too, right?
Yeah, but that's like each game has its own storyline. This Kingdom Hearts thing, it's like they're all linked.
Yeah, it's ongoing and whatever. It's pretty big. We should just get like a Kingdom Hearts fan to talk about it. It's not appreciating it at all.
If you watch the trailer, it's basically a Disney commercial. They have like all the Disney characters, like from Frozen, and like you got Tangled, Rapunzel, and like.
What?
Every like
Kingdom
Ratatouille.
Yeah. They have a lot of Disney characters you can play as. They've always kind of been, I don't know, most of the games they've been known for that.
They've been based off of like the first one's like, oh yeah, you get to play with like you're on a team with Goofy and Donald and you're like whatever.
Back then when it was cool to be on a team of Goofy and Donald and Mickey. Nowadays it's just fallen off. Their careers have hit a kind of a wall.
Yeah.
I was just thinking there's a joke in there somewhere with like Donald Trump, but piece it together.
Yeah, Mickey's just like, he doesn't shave anymore. He's got like a 5 o'clock shadow, just passed out near the Disney castle, just fucking booze all. Goofy's dead. This is a very dystopian future.
I don't know where you're going with
such a weird turn with that.
Goofy's dead.
Moving on. Tomb Raider they showed, nothing too special. Oh, Last of Us Part 2 was announced and showed. So Sony, they actually built like a giant church-like thing. Because the scene that they showed takes place in that same thing. And they actually went through the effort of moving, or all their audience was in there, that church thing first. They showed that scene, like in the gameplay or whatever. And then once that scene was over, they had to take time for like a pause to move all the audience to their actual stage.
What?
Yeah, there was like a few minute break, like 5-10 minute break, while they moved their entire audience to the actual studio room. And then they went on with it, showed some more of it and everything. It looks terrific, but It's like, have you finished Last of Us?
No.
1? Did you play it?
I started it, but I'm working through a bunch of games right now. So
It's a great game.
yeah,
You should finish it before this next one comes out because
Last
it's
of
gonna be
Us.
huge.
Nah, just play Last of Us 2 and just work your way back.
Yeah.
Work your way back to
No.
1.
Yeah, do that. Sure. I don't know how it's gonna piece together. It could be
Like,
better.
I just recently got into gaming, like the last couple of years, when I found myself with abundant amount of free time. So I'm not as advanced as you guys.
Advanced. There's nothing advanced about
Such
it.
a lifestyle. If you
And
don't
there
live
was-
it, then you don't know it. There's no such thing.
The only thing I'm really excited for this year is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I didn't see
Not
them
me, but
show any of it off.
I'm just
but-
not into the cowboy whole genre of the
No,
Western.
the first one
No,
was
it's
awesome.
fun.
Red
Yeah, it
Dead
has a really good
Redemption.
storyline to it too. And then other than that, there was Spider-Man gameplay that they showed, and cinematic, which was really cool, because they show a bunch of the villains that like attack Spider-Man and stuff. And yeah, I don't know, that looks really cool. I already have it pre-ordered, so
Well, okay, so is it going to be like a story-driven, but also an open-ended world or something like that?
yeah, it should be open world. The scene that they showed was like kind of hinting at like the Sinister Six kind of thing,
Okay.
because they're breaking out of prison. You have like Vulture, Scorpion, Rhino.
Okay, yeah.
You got a bunch of other characters. So they're showing that off. And then they showed gameplay of a guy playing like in a fight on a roof or something against just like random thugs. And you just see him blatantly kill someone because he just knocks him way off the roof.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
And,
Spider-Man
yeah.
just fucking doesn't care.
Other than that, yeah. There was Death Stranding. Did you see that trailer?
No.
Oh man, that game is so trippy. I don't know what the hell's going on. There's not much to say. You're maybe a delivery man, and then that's it. You just gotta watch it because there's like
Where do they come out with these ideas?
No, I don't know.
it's messed up. I don't really get it. But other than that, yeah, that was the main stuff. We already talked about Fallout 76.
73.
Watch
That
that.
takes place
They
before it.
changed the name to 73 now.
Oh,
God.
for me, if they did that, then I'd probably take a lot of flack from like the Fallout universe
What the
or
fuck?
fans, I should say.
Why did they change it? There's been one asshole that said the wrong
One
thing.
asshole on some random podcast
No
said
one
73.
gives a shit about, yeah. Why did he say 73? Ruin it for all the rest of us.
Well, you know, it's a lesser number, so 76 could be a sequel. I don't know. That's
Well, then
all.
why
I'll
don't
say.
you just go back and start at 69 and then do 73? Then
Fallout 16. Okay, so there's certain vaults in the Fallout universe that actually serve a purpose,
Oh, okay.
and they actually have it like mapped some of them out. Fallout 69. Now this could be another point where I'm just totally wrong about something, but I believe Fallout or Shelter 69 in the Fallout universe. It's a vault where there's one man and all the rest are women.
Oh man, I want to be in that
That would be
in
an
that vault.
interesting game.
And then there was another number where it's like the opposite, where it's like one woman and everyone else.
Oh god, I don't want to be in that vault.
I don't want to look it up, but that's what I remember it as. I'm sure I'm gonna re-listen to this, then look it up at the time of listening, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I was completely wrong.
How did they not make this into a porno? They could
Probably
have a
could.
Fallout 69 game and it's just straight up porno.
They really could.
One guy and just a bunch of women.
Yeah, that's you already have the plot to a porno right there.
That's
You do.
half of every
They could
porno.
do that.
Yeah.
Like a hentai game. That would yeah.
But yeah, this one, like 76, I'm so conscious of that right now. That the purpose of that one's like rebuilding. I think I mentioned it in the last time, but just like to rebuild 20, 25 years after the bombs fall and stuff.
Yeah, it'll be different from the other games. The other games are just like kind of exploring the world. This one, you kind of just, I guess you're just bunkering down.
Yeah, you can build stuff. They kind of showed that off where you can. I don't know how they're gonna do it because you know they explained it, but they didn't really show it off. You could build stuff, and then you're supposed to be able to move all your stuff you built anywhere you want.
Oh,
And you can play with friends, and there's gonna be like some random people in games sometimes. But the world's huge, and it's gonna be like only like a few people, so you may or may not run into them. And one of the main things they put into it is you get together like a bunch of different codes. You get them together, and you can actually launch a nuke
Oh, really?
into a certain
In the
place.
game,
Yeah.
you get to like choose where
Yeah,
you want
you
the
get to
nuke to
choose where
land,
it
just
goes.
right on your shelter. Just
Yeah, instead of someone else's shelter, you can do
don't
it
like
on your
this
own.
future. Just fucking end it.
And yeah, it's just to, like change the environment, like any animals or anything there might get mutated or what have you. So it's a cool concept, but I don't know if they're gonna. There's a chance that the story might be dumbed down because of it, but I don't know.
I wonder what happened to all the guys in the submarine. You know, like Fallout. It's just, the whole plot is just everybody dies. Well, most of the people die in like a nuclear holocaust. In real life, you got these submarines roaming around in the seas. I wonder what happened to them.
No, they're all dead.
They're all dead too.
I'm just assuming. How would you live in that?
You surface every so often. You go get some food. Go back in.
Where would you get food?
I don't know.
I don't
Convenience store.
know. Okay,
The
sure.
one convenience store that didn't get hit. Well, yeah, because like you only have a limited amount of nukes, right? You're not gonna waste it on a little town that's like 7 people. That you'll get your food from there. The convenience store in the 7-person town.
I don't know how it's gonna work out. I don't think the nuke, because the map is huge and the nuke it shows like a radius, I think, of how big it affects. But I don't know if that's just blast radius or because the radiation less spread out.
Nah, man, I'm talking about like the whole meta of the game, like the whole concept. I bet you I don't know.
Well, it's a different universe too, so maybe their nukes aren't as powerful. I don't know.
It's supposed to be like contemporary with ours, isn't it?
It's supposed to be. Oh man, I don't really remember anymore.
Doesn't
There's
matter.
changes since
Doesn't
like
matter.
the Cold War and stuff.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, they actually showed Wolfenstein too.
Oh,
next
yeah.
Wolfenstein.
Killing
And
Nazis.
You could play co-op in it because I think you play as Wolfenstein's
The daughters. Yeah, his daughters.
So you have to play with a buddy.
Yeah.
That could be fun. It looked pretty cool to me.
It's like, 60, 70 years later, and Nazis are still the rage to kill in the games.
Which is nice because at least you don't have to argue against who you're fighting. There's
Yeah, I think that's
there's
what
no moral struggle.
It's
there.
funny, yeah. It's like if you're shooting Nazis, no one's gonna get mad. Apparently, well, the people that are mad are probably negligible. Their numbers. But yeah, that's probably the target of choice, the villain of choice. Just getting a guy with a swastika on it. It's open season on him.
What if Nazis all of a sudden, like they were secretly building their forces under the ground and they
Just
suddenly
like
tried
almost
to...
every other plot. Did you ever see?
But what if that happened in real life?
No.
Okay,
No.
that's
Unless it's like some kind of meta fuck up, where it's like, oh, guess what? We were Nazis all along, and it's like the American flag. You just flip over. It's like swastikas or something.
oh boy.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
of all countries, that's the one that's gonna do it.
Well, that would be like the most worst case scenario one, right? 'Cause if
Well,
you-
yeah. Any other?
Yeah, if you
countries.
think about it, if you got like freaking like Croatia turning like that, no one's really gonna give a shit to be like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
But-
I guess they're getting bombed.
Yeah, But if you get a big powerful country that does it, they're like, oh my god, I guess this is the way it is now. It's not avoidable. Instead of the golden archers, oh, it's terrible just to think about it. Nazi McDonald's.
Who would be screwed first, Canada or Mexico?
Mexico first,
Okay.
because we're pretty cold. Nazis don't do well in the cold.
Yeah, Nazis.
Is that Nazis or just zombies that don't do well?
Both of them have a weakness to cold, as evidenced by Russia.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. They came unprepared.
Yeah. Nazis and zombies, they can't do Operation Barbarossa. They're incapable of handling that.
So we were talking about his nose thing, and how we could just easily put coke in it.
Oh yeah, it's like the Vapoinhaler. And you use it if your nose is feeling stuffed. But yeah, we're just saying, like, why don't people just fucking put coke in here and just walk? You're walking down the street, take out your Vapoinhaler, filled with cocaine, just take a hit right on the street. Oh yeah, it's all clear now.
Just put his nose in the
Everything is
flush of it.
clear now.
Oh yeah, it's like just dripping out your nose. So fucking clear.
Just blood starting to pour out.
Just clear out everything.
Well, that's all I got for you three. That's all I can remember.
It's
being
good,
out.
man. It's good.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't have to feel like You don't have to keep the conversation
You-
going
you
now
know-
that we've mastered the art of the cut.
Well, no, I was just saying, if they gave me a pass to E3, I could cover this better. Maybe I'll actually remember
Ooh.
game titles.
Yeah, if one of the fucking 10 people that listen to this is
has connections to E3.
I like these guys. Yeah, fuck IGN. I'm gonna get this guy. Herbal laxative? No, that's a V. Oh, wow. I see it. It's a play on words.
Even better. Hey, stop trying to get pets.
Okay.
The dog.
Yeah, you should know better. If I wanted pets from you, you can't stop me from not getting it.
I really can, I think.
You're gonna join the Me
Maybe
Too movement
I
after
should
this
just-
podcast. I tell you
I
right
should
now.
just leave the room and leave you guys.
No, I want you to watch.
No, I don't want to watch.
Gross. So gross. In the meantime, why don't we talk about the World Cup? It's going on.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Hassan, you know World Cup stuff more than I do.
Do I?
I don't watch soccer.
I don't watch
Sakes,
soccer
I don't watch it either.
Okay, that wraps
What a
up
dead
our-
topic.
all,
Let's talk about World Cup. What do you want to talk about? I don't know. I
All
I
I
don't
know-
even know what teams are playing.
Soccer?
other
What is
than the main
soccer?
ones.
all I know is Mexico,
And like Spain and England, and that's
Played.
Russia.
Germany.
Oh, they
And
both
Spain
played. It was
won.
there was 2 teams on one.
It's shameful how little we actually watch the World Cup when it's like the most watched sport.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
the
world.
hugest sporting event. Yeah, they played yesterday. Mexico won because I remember seeing reaction videos. It's like huge crowd of German people, and in the middle of them or so, it's like a Mexican crowd.
Oh man,
And when the game ended or whatever, it's like you just see that one section like jumping up and down and cheering. The rest are just like dead silent and like not even moving.
man, they take soccer seriously, man. I remember hearing the story about some guy that scored on his own net, and so then his coach shot him. After. I don't know if it's true or not, but soccer sounds like a sport where that could be true.
Oh,
All
Jesus.
all I heard was Italy didn't qualify this time.
I think I heard something like that.
That's ironic for
I'm
a
not
country
sure
that's
if
shaped
it's
as a
true or
boot.
if yeah. That's the reason why they're.
Well, fuck, if your country was shaped like an arm, I expect you to be good at, like, fucking baseball or something like that.
Or,
Arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling. Yeah, you better be, right?
What if it's like a skinny arm?
Whoever comes from the arm-shaped country has to be good at something arm-related.
What if the arm-shaped country was good at just like jerking off all the
It
time?
could be, if that was televised, I'm pretty sure they had to be good at it.
Is there a competition for that?
I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, no.
I hope there's no competition for that.
But congratulations to Mexico for beating Germany. I bet that's huge for them.
And congratulations to Russia for hosting it. Yeah.
Yeah, good on them.
Yes, good
As
on them.
far as I know, they're doing a good job.
I hope
As
so,
far
yeah.
as I know, it's like nothing.
What is it? Does the host country automatically qualify?
I
That
don't
seems to
know
be
if
right.
it seems to be. I don't remember if that's.
Because that would just be cruel if it wasn't the case.
So how's that going to work for when it's in the North America thing?
All
Canada,
of them?
U.S., Mexico.
Then all 3 teams are automatically in, I assume.
God damn, that's an easy in.
But it's also going to be like 48 teams then. That's why they have 3 host cities or countries.
I guess so. It'll be funny if we're all having a trade war at the same time when we host the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, no. Unless Trump turns into a dictatorship 2026, he should be out by then.
You know what? I welcome this. I welcome the Trump becoming the God Emperor of the United States. It only bodes well for everybody living outside the United States, and you know that's us. So it bodes well.
Is he listening to us?
I hope. Oh man, what if he's one of them? He's one of the 10.
He's one of the 10.
He's one.
Yay!
Yeah, Mr. Trump, 2020 and 2024 and 2028. You go, 2032. Looking forward to it.
Yes, I have no tears flowing right now.
None at all.
He always looks like he's crying, anyways.
The
But
trick is holding back the tears.
you know, you have nothing to
I thought we
cry
were just
about.
gonna
We
let
don't
that
need-
breeze by.
Yeah,
That would
you
be
have
better.
nothing to cry about. Yeah, we don't live there. If anything, you should relax. He does look like he's about to cry.
Let's move on.
No, did you? It's funny because you know, like in Canada, everybody always shits on Trudeau, right? But because of this whole trade dispute, everybody's like backing him.
Yeah,
Everybody-
it's his points went up apparently from
Yeah.
like like to 52 now.
That's because he's standing up against them.
Yeah.
What? Like, but what is the big deal, though? I don't get it. Like, the day that they had a G7, and then they got into words, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then Trump's like, yeah, well, you know, Trudeau's just a piece of garbage. I'm not even paraphrasing. I'm not even sure.
Well, he may have said
putting
that.
words
He
in
just
his
didn't,
mouth.
he didn't tweet it though, but he tweeted some other stuff about him being meek and mild and weak. And
Yeah, of course. I guess you shouldn't say that as a world leader. It's not, but still, he does that to everybody.
Yeah, I don't.
The funny thing that I saw was like some Americans were like on Twitter or somewhere, they're like, yeah, you know, like fucking I'm with Canada or something like that, just because
They hate Trump.
Well, just because like Trudeau was just, I don't even know what he said. He just said, "Oh, we're going to stand against bullying from Trump or whatever." And yeah, I love you now.
That's such a big switch. To love.
I don't think it was that simple.
I love it. I love you. I love it.
I love
Easily swayed.
That's stupid. You know what? It's funny because before 2016, no one gave a shit really about politics except for like maybe 2008 when Obama got elected.
Yeah, Obama was a big
Yeah, it was just like, oh yeah, now it's the first black American president, and it's for somehow reason people, you know, it's funny. It's funny where the people outside of America were also like, yeah, first black president, you know, like, okay, it's not your leader. But like that's the extent that people cared, right? And then after 2016, all you hear about is everybody's getting bandwagoning into it, which is funny. It's fun for me because before then I always like to talk about it. No one really gave a shit about what I said, but now like everybody's like piling on just because fucking The Apprentice star is in it.
The politics bandwagon now.
Yeah, and then now it's funny. Every day you can't escape from it. Every day.
It's front page news like every day.
Every single fucking day.
Well, Trump's loving it. That's the part. I think that's like he doesn't have any intention to run the country. He just wanted to be in the news. He just wanted to be famous again. Basically, that's all.
Yeah,
that was the only
he
reason.
fucking got it, man. he was like, you know what? I've started my own TV series. I'm a successful real estate developer. I want to be president. Holy shit, he actually did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone thought he was joking. Now who's laughing?
I am looking forward to the 2020 election.
Yes.
This is gonna be an interesting one. 2 years away.
With Kanye running or what?
Fuck.
Like,
I'm throwing my hat in the ring.
are you?
Wait, we talked about this before. I can't.
Yeah, this is if you ever want to know what Endgame electoral democracy looked like, this is it. This one's celebrities.
Who's
are on
going to
the
be?
ticket.
Kanye,
Kanye,
Will Smith,
Oprah, The Rock.
Who would you vote for out of those?
Oh fuck, probably The Rock.
The Rock, yes.
Yeah.
He's got my vote.
Yeah. If you, because he's the people's champion. If you smell, I want all the State of the Union addresses to start with. If you smell what the president is cooking, and then you walk. Da, da, da,
But
da, 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 da. The Rock says.
saying all those names together just makes it like hit home that it's just like another reality show.
Oh, don't worry, it
It'll
doesn't
be
hit home
another
to us.
reality
It's not
show.
our home.
I know, but
I
like,
think it'd actually be a very tight race though, because Oprah's gonna get like a lot of the. Women
is she
votes.
actually running or just
No,
people?
I'm just saying.
Oprah's very
Of
influential.
the people he listed just now.
Oprah's very influential. She
No,
probably got a
I
lot
don't
of-
think she's announced it. I think other people want her to.
Probably,
run,
but Oprah would be the one. She would be the kingmaker, you know. She's the one that knows where the bodies are buried.
she'd be the hand,
Literally.
like in Game of Thrones.
No, she would be Tywin Lannister. She's got all the connections, but he doesn't want to sit on the throne, right? She's gonna get Joffrey, which is like Kanye. Kanye to be on the throne,
Oh man, that would still suck.
Yeah.
and then she'll just be behind the throne and be like, you know, this is all. From the
just
Oprah
watch.
history.
Next person up will be like Jay-Z. He'll be like, "Yeah, I'm running for president too."
Yeah, all celebrity, all entertainers.
I'd prefer Jay-Z over Kanye.
Yeah. I don't really care when it comes up to just celebrities.
Kanye would be way funnier than Jay-Z.
Well, yeah, but
Then
There's
Beyonce
a
would be
point for
first.
that.
What would be Jay-Z's like government policy for anything, really?
His
What would
policy
he
would
come
be-
up with?
I don't know. His policy would be
he'd be
Beyonce's
talking
my
about
life,
how
so-
the country has 99 problems. But
Yeah.
the
president ain't one anymore.
Signs an executive order. Okay, I got 99 problems with bitch ain't one. Get past it through. Get Congress to try to pass it as well.
and then he's just gonna brush that dirt
Table
off your
this
shoulder.
bill for 99 bitches or 99 problems.
So many bitches.
99, it's on C-SPAN. 99 problems, but a bitch is not one. All those in motion, all those for, all those against.
I don't know what we're voting for.
No, man. I actually foresee him. We'll see if we're still around in 2020, or if we're this podcast is still around in 2020. But that would be a great thing to cover. But I predict that Trump's chances of becoming president again are actually not as bad as people think.
You heard it here first, folks.
I think it's a coin toss.
Now,
Well,
stay
if it can
tuned.
happen once, it can happen again.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Stay tuned. Listen back in the next election.
I just hope it doesn't happen a third time.
I hope it does. That would be
No.
fucking hilarious. Can you imagine how bad it has to be? They're like, we're thinking of extending it to 3 terms for Trump. Trump must get everyone through this tough time.
Well, if he starts World War III, then you never know.
He won't start
Doesn't-
World War III. If he realizes anything from an apprentice, he'll just do it for the show, you know. This guy, he's the one thing he's probably scared of for everything is actual fight.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you saying he's all talk?
I hope he's all talk. That's bad. He built his career on all talk.
He's just not great at talking.
He's
Well,
the
he's
best.
No,
talks a-
dude, he has the
talks a
best
lot.
words.
He has the best talks.
He has the best words. How can he not
He
be?
uses a
so
lot
good.
of words.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're
A lot
good.
of words. A lot of good quality words.
All right. I guess I should
Like
insult
Kofefe.
one of our listeners. So,
Our most prestigious listener.
well, that we know of. We know of. Like, we actually know he's listening. Oh, he's always listening.
But anyways, yeah. The funny thing is, this whole trade dispute is kind of stupid. For just in case anybody doesn't know, this is the equivalent of basically saying that you go to Walmart and then you're mad at Walmart because Walmart has, it is true, technically has a permanent trade surplus with you, and you have a permanent trade deficit with Walmart. And getting into a trade dispute is like you getting mad at Walmart for selling you stuff, basically.
You know what? That raises a question.
What is the question?
What the hell is Walmart's problem?
Yeah, man, why can't Walmart just fucking accept some of my shit so I can, balance the fucking trade
shit
between
off
them?
of me?
Why aren't they paying me?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Oh my god. My mind was just blown.
You should just go to Walmart and be like, I have some goods I want to sell you, and in return I want some trade between... So anyways, I'll just quickly... This is just a quick explanation why that is, this analogy. Well, it probably doesn't work, but just the way I think it works. Like, you as a country, it's not the other country's job to buy your shit, right? You gotta make something that another country wants to trade for,
Or
right?
wants
It's
to-
up to you to export. It's not up to them. You can't force them to accept your goods. So what you gotta do is like in real life, right? You don't trade goods with Walmart. You buy it with your money that you earn at another job, right? The other job is where you're getting the money, and then use that money at Walmart. Same thing here. If you have a trade deficit with fucking, like China, you don't try to make China to buy you more shit. They will, but you can't make them. What you try to do is like you make more money off of someone else, or you sell them something that they want to buy, they want to trade for, and that's how you try to balance the trade. Doesn't have to be with the same country. It can be with somewhere else, That's why, this is the equivalent of you going into Walmart and demanding that the manager buy your shit in order to buy Walmart's shit.
I concur.
I zoned out. I mean, yeah, no, you make a good point. Very valid.
This is why
You
your
zoned
life is
out.
going to be short-lived, Jason.
I expected already. That's why I keep saying I already had my midlife crisis 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't expect to live past like 40 or 50.
That's a long time.
It is, right?
I was thinking about a fucking event horizon of like a couple weeks.
Couple weeks. Wait, are you trying to hint at something?
I'm just kidding. Don't die within a couple weeks, or
Well,
else
I could.
this will look really bad on me. As I said previously, your survival is my freedom kind of hinges on your survival now.
Well, I'll be throwing axes tomorrow, so or having axes thrown at me.
You're throwing
It's
axes.
going axe throwing.
Oh, that. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I guess I'm not for it, but whatever.
Like,
Well, I do it, but it's just like a team building thing. So people I don't really. Yeah. Anyways,
well, have fun with that.
You wanted to talk about your book from last time?
What book?
I don't know. You said you were reading a book.
I'm always reading books. I don't know.
I want you to talk about the book.
The book.
what
Which
is
one's
the most
book?
interesting book you've read?
Ever read?
Yes.
I
ever.
can't do that. That's too hard.
Have
Okay,
you-
let's say like top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah, top 3.
Well, Lord of the Rings is top.
Okay.
3.
It's all top
The
3.
series is the top, yeah.
Lord of the Rings, and then I don't know. I'll go by authors, I would say, because I can't do books.
Yeah.
Tolkien, and then Brandon Sanderson.
Well, what's he known? What
Mistborn series. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's pretty good.
enlighten us.
It's a fantasy series as well, but it's kind of it has a little bit of a science in it too, but again, a fantastical science, not really. But it's interesting, and he also has another series called the Stormlight Archive, which is insane. Each book is like 1,200 pages.
Have you read a lot of God damn it, Stephen King novels?
No, I haven't. I haven't read any actually, or maybe a couple a while back.
I was just thinking how the book compares to the movie, The Shining. How it compares.
I haven't read The
book and movie.
Shining. I haven't read The Shining. I
'Cause,
think I read The Stand, and I read the first couple of books from that Gunslinger series, The
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
Tower. I think
That was made
that's
into like a
pretty
graffic novel and it's being made into a movie
Well,
or something.
yeah, it
Or
was a
it
movie
already
last.
made?
Did it
It was a
do
movie
well?
last year,
Right.
but
I don't think it
Yeah,
did well.
Matthew McConaughey in it.
and Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
It should have been good, but it.
You know what I
wasn't.
heard? I heard Idris Elba was not happy about the Marvel Universe.
He said that once shooting the second Thor,
Yeah.
but then towards the end, while they were doing Infinity, he changed his mind and said it was an awesome place to work.
Yeah,
Apparently.
well, what the fuck? What made him
What
change
did-
his mind?
Well,
What
no,
did Mickey
because
do to us?
no, Thor 2 had some issues, right? They had director change, they had production issues and stuff like that. So
Seems
so
to be becoming more common.
even Chris Hemsworth said that Thor 2 was like a pain to work.
Oh yeah, these fucking elves.
No, not just the elves, like the production aspect of it and the director
Yeah,
and
Fucking
leadership.
elves. As Thor 2 was all about the elves.
The Dark Elves
Oh, okay.
from Niflheim or
Yeah,
Nor.
freaking Thor 2
whatever.
sucked.
Yeah, well, not even Chris Hemsworth has said that like Thor 2 wasn't the greatest experience. So
I learned.
Idris Elba said the same thing back when they did Thor 2.
It's just,
But
it's just like production difficulties.
yeah,
and
well,
stuff.
because the original director for that was supposed to be Patty Jenkins, who did Wonder Woman, but then she dropped out, and then they got the other guy. I forget his name. So yeah, that's why.
Well, the reason I brought up The Shining initially was it's a movie I've seen multiple times, but I've always heard that the main actress in it, she had a lot of lines cut and stuff, and I was always under the impression that it was because her acting wasn't up to par with like Jack Nicholson and such. So I thought that was the reason, but I read more into it when I was watching it the other night, and it was more so because of issues with the director, Kubrick.
Yeah,
And it just seems like he did not like her at all, because there's a multiple of cases for it. It's like one scene she had to do, like the baseball bat scene. I guess this is partial spoilers for The Shining if people haven't seen it, but it's a super old movie, so I think we're safe.
We're not
Anyways.
safe. Just strike one, jeez.
Anyways, if you don't want to hear more about The Shining, stop listening now, but tune in after. Give me like 5 minutes. Thanks. Okay.
what? Yeah, cover your ears for 5 minutes, please, everybody.
Okay, the baseball bat scene where she's like swinging around when Jack's coming at her. Apparently they had to do that like over 100 times, like
Why?
doing the scene over.
Why?
I don't know. He just he wasn't happy with
or
it.
Kubrick didn't like it, I guess. I don't know.
So that's
Some directors are just that anal though.
so I heard
Yeah.
that's in the Guinness book for like most retakes of a scene. And then she reached a point where she's like so stressed out from it, her hair was like falling out and all that crap. And the scene with when Jack Nicholson's chopping down the door, and the classic like here's Johnny kind of scene. They they had a lot of script changes and stuff for that scene, and they kept retaking that scene too. And I heard they went through over like 80 doors or something crazy like that. And at that point, in the shot that they actually got, it was rumored again that her reaction to that was pretty authentic, because when she's saying like, "Please, Jack," like telling him to stop and stuff. People say that she's actually referencing Jack Nicholson rather than the character.
Oh,
that's what Kubrick was trying to get at.
Like she basically broke character and was just saying like, "Hey, to Jack Nicholson,
she was, like,
please."
terrified.
Yeah.
Jack, stop.
Like even Jack Nicholson said that the working conditions for her were like unlike anything he's ever seen. It was that bad. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what he had against her, but
Or maybe he just did that purposely so that it would play into the movie, because she's supposed to be like terrified.
80 takes later, I want to get that.
Yeah, I mean that's like terror. That sounds brutal.
Well, that was way back. When was that? Like 70 something, 60?
Seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch it, they're like wearing like bell bottom pants.
Yeah. So
stuff.
exactly. I don't think they really had much regulations in Hollywood back then.
Yeah, it was terrible for her. And again, this is off. I read one article when I was watching the movie because it was like my 10th time watching it over again. But and I heard that Stephen King actually didn't like the movie.
See, Stephen King, like his books, lots of people love them, but it's not my cup of tea, I guess. I don't really
can't say for sure if I've read a full
horror or thrillers.
I think I read The Shining a long time ago back then. I don't remember anything from it. Just that. Was there a scene where right after they had sex, and then it was like the wording was just so funny to me as a kid, and it is because it's like, oh, I could feel his seed dripping out of me or something. I don't remember the exact line.
Okay, well, I've only
and then me reading it as a kid, I'm like, what happened here?
What took place?
Well, there was no sex scene in the movie, so I can't say anything about that.
Well, I don't know, because I haven't read The Shining, so I don't know.
I think it's The Shining, unless this is a completely different book with just a sex scene that
you were just reading a porno mag or something.
50 Shades of Grey.
No, this would be anachronistic if it was 50 Shades.
And I forgot what I was saying before. I'm just going to ramble a bit until I remember.
Well, the original question was, you were asking me my top 3 authors.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Yeah. And I took that to a weird segue.
And while we were talking, I realized I can't even classify my top 3 authors either. There's a lot. I've read, but mostly I read fantasy and science fiction. So,
the newest book out that you're looking forward to that you've read already?
Well, the newest book out is Oathbringer, which is the book 3 in the Stormlight Archive.
Oh,
I have to read that. I have to get to it. But they're awesome stories, but they're big books. Like,
are there people that like camp out to get like the first book?
Yeah.
Really? That's pretty cool.
Or a signed copy or something like that.
Yeah, signed copy I could see more of. I kind of feel bad though for, every time like a bookstore has an author there, and usually, small time, haven't really heard of them. I always feel bad for them though, because they're just sitting there and no one goes up to the table.
Oh yeah, no one goes.
I feel so bad for them, but I'm like, I don't want to go talk to you about your book because I'm probably not gonna care. I just feel bad though.
Some of them don't even. Some of them actually don't want people to even come up to them. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's weird that way.
I think they understand too, because they know that they're not that well known, that everybody's gonna come running up to them. Anyway.
I mean, the plus side is they're getting paid for that, right? Because it's usually publishers or whatever or agents or something that get those gigs for them.
See, they're already doing better than us. Anybody listening to this probably feels sorry for us.
Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for them.
No, it's funny because some of these authors, you go to a book signing, no one's ever heard of them, but they're pretty good authors, and then you have some like bullshit like James Comey writes an autobiography, and there's like lineups outside fucking Barnes and Nobles just to get him to sign a fucking book.
Yeah, or whatever the name of the author, 50 Shades of Grey is. I don't know. I don't know how she got that.
He's a literary genius.
Wait, what is that? Is it Stephanie Meyer?
No, that's the Twilight.
Oh yeah.
Wait, who wrote 50 Shades?
Oh, I thought it was Stephanie Meyer.
I thought so too.
No, well, 50 Shades was written as Twilight fan fiction. That's the whole Twilight
yeah, I did
connection.
hear about that.
Oh, fuck! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Jeez, what an informative podcast.
We're learning.
Not that I've read either Twilight or 50 Shades.
Oh man, they get huge followings.
They should have
I know.
a crossover, you know? Just the Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey. Just all vampire werewolf fuck fest. No? You know that idea?
I'm
All right.
not. I
It's
don't
probably
know.
illegal in a bunch of countries. It probably counts as bestiality.
What do you mean probably? I'm pretty sure it does count.
well, fuck.
Well,
how
it
many-
depends if he's a werewolf
During-
or the human form.
So if you're crossing over 50 Shades, of course it's gonna be werewolf form. Of
You
fucking course.
scam the lady. He's like, yeah, I'm a werewolf. I'm just gonna be in human form.
She's like, why? I just fucking, it's kinky.
yeah, it's my fetish.
Yeah. You ever seen a dog dick? It's like a dick within a dick. It comes out, kind of the pink thing. So he can double his length, as a werewolf.
Hey, so the weather is pretty nice today.
Fuck you! I want to talk about werewolf dick.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah.
Okay, third off there.
Third, like I said, I can't.
Just name a third.
Every time you name,
Robert Holdstock, probably.
What has he done?
He's done mostly fantasy as well.
Anything
Like
that I might
what
know?
kind of
Not-
fantasy?
Not more. I would say mythic fantasy,
Oh, like which mythology?
like Roman and,
Nice.
and Greek and stuff like that. But
The funny thing about this, I was going to mention earlier when we were talking about Thor. I basically learned my Norse mythology just by playing God of War, the latest one. I didn't know anything about
I need to play
Niflheim
that,
or
yeah.
Muspelheim and
Yeah,
all those other
I've
different
just heard
realms.
things. I didn't know as much as I wanted to go
I
into
don't know.
it.
I've always been into that kind of stuff.
No, I like the mythology and
Histo-
everything.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
You know, in Loki and Thor, as we know it, and like most of the people that watch the Marvel movies, they're brothers. But I read somewhere that Loki is actually Odin's brother. Is that what's going on here?
Not
They're-
directly. Sorry, you go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing for anybody. This might be a little bit of a Thor Ragnarok spoiler, but it's been a year.
It's okay. Just
the wolf Fenrir in
Yeah,
the movie.
yeah.
He's in the mythology. He's Loki's son.
okay.
So-
Yeah.
So it's all messed around, I guess, changed up a bit because it doesn't really. For Marvel, they're
Trying to keep it more simple.
trying to keep it more simple, exactly. So they're not trying to go back with because if they put the wolf in as Loki's son, then they have to create a whole backstory of how he created that wolf.
Had
son.
sex with a wolf.
Yeah. So
Okay.
but in the mythology, yeah, it's really more.
What's his relation to Odin then? Loki's relation.
They're
What-
not actually blood relatives. You could correct me if I'm wrong, because you probably know more about this topic than I do. But Loki is a giant, like a frost.
He is a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he is more so invited by Odin
Yes.
to be more part of that.
Okay.
world.
Yeah, because like again in the Marvel thing, they just made him the adopted son
Yeah.
of Odin, but
Yeah.
it's more of just like the son of the frost giant, coming over to the god side, but then also still being a trickster god, so you never know what he's up to, kind of thing. He's not even in mythology. I guess you wouldn't call him evil. You would just call him mischievous, or
The anti-hero.
yeah.
But I think the reason they made them brothers, Thor and Loki, is just because there are a lot of stories involving
Yeah.
the two of them, where Loki's messing with Thor or what have you.
Yeah, so it's just
I read at
for Marvel, it's just easier to simplify it.
I read at the end of when Ragnarok comes in that mythology, Loki's supposed to kill Thor or something like
Yeah.
that.
Well, all the gods are supposed to die.
They're all supposed to die. Yes.
In the original or in the mythological Ragnarok, all the gods die, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's just basically the end of times for the gods, and then it's a cyclical thing. Then they're reborn again, and then Ragnarok comes again thousands of years later or whatever,
Okay.
and then they're reborn again.
I see. The circle of life.
Yeah. So it's in the movies they just made it like a more finite thing, like Ragnarok's coming.
Yeah, like a doomsday apocalypse
Yeah.
sort of feel.
It adds more weight to it, I guess. Just so it's not like, oh yeah, we'll be fine after.
Oh yeah, Odin will be back, So
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Well, I don't know about in the
backstory.
Marvel universe though.
yeah, no, but like,
I
if
get
they
that.
they can't do that in the Marvel universe because then there's no importance to the.
There's a lot of this backstory.
Well, the mythology, the Norse or mythology in Marvel is a more simplified.
Oh
version
yeah, it's way it's very different. It's
and
suited to
they've
wars
changed
they
up
use.
the family lines and all that stuff, like who's who and who's that, and so it's all a little bit different.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm just gonna learn all the world's mythologies and religions eventually, slowly through God of War.
Through God of War,
Yeah, I can't wait for God of War 5 or 6 or 7 when he travels
like
to India and then
or
there's
Egypt or something like that.
so many gods to kill. You know, he's gonna have to fight Ganesh, and it'll be like a button was like, oh, it'll be one of those stages like press square when Ganesh is gonna hit you with as many arms.
Speaking
and
of
Shiva.
God of War, can I just start at this new one, or do I have to start from?
Yeah, you just start at this.
Yeah.
new one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because
I want
didn't
to play
really
this one, but I don't want to go all the way back.
Yeah,
Go
just
there.
play. You can just play this one. Like they set it up so almost you don't have to play the previous ones.
Okay, cool.
You kind of just and they're really subtle at trying to flush out the story, right? You just
Yeah.
know that this guy Kratos, he has a past. You're not exactly sure where, and it kind of just fleshes itself out as you play the game. And it just makes it even more better if you played them before, because then you're like, oh yeah, I know
Okay.
exactly what.
Yeah, because I never played any of the previous ones like all the way through.
Yeah.
Because I never owned them. It was just like whenever I borrowed it from a friend. But I've only played 4 through.
Fuck, you
Yeah.
gotta play them, man, because they're so satisfying. When you kill gods in that game, so satisfying. Fucking, I forget who it was. One of the most annoying ones. I think it was in. I think it was 3, but you're like fighting Hermes, right?
Mhm.
And then he's got the golden boots. He runs really fast in the game, right? He's so annoying to kill. But right at the end, fuck, you get him, you cut off his legs, and you're like, motherfucker. It felt so, and he's just crawling on the floor. Try to run now. Makes you very sadistic as a human being.
Not that you weren't already.
Yeah, but it's just it's a good outlet to
So I can play the other ones after if I want.
Oh yeah, if you don't mind playing with shitty graphics.
Yeah,
that's the thing that I wouldn't be able to really get over.
There's a lot of good games that came before some of the like newer modern high graphics game now, but I can't go back and play because it's just too old now.
Yeah, like same thing with the Assassin's Creed series. Like I'd rather just play Origins right now rather than
Unless they
I think that's
remaster it, right?
yeah.
Which that'd be a lot of work.
It would be, but some people just they want it. They're demanding.
Yeah, if the franchise is big enough, which God of War should be big enough, but it won't come anytime soon, I imagine.
Yeah, you never know. They had the remaster for Metal Gear, right? So
they're remastering or remaking Resident Evil 2. That was a big announcement at E3 too. And
They're remaking what?
Resident Evil 2.
Oh,
that's the one with Leon and Claire, right?
Yeah.
That game was scary as shit as a kid.
Oh yeah, they showed some of it, and like they have pictures and videos of some of their zombies in it, and yeah, they look really badass, like grotesque looking.
I would hate like now, especially you can play with VR now.
Oh yeah. The Resident Evil 7 Biohazard had VR.
No.
And
I'm such a huge pussy. I'm not. I don't do well with those.
I tried some of it because my friend had it, and we were just going through it. He had a VR, and I just tried some of it, but it was towards the beginning of the game when I was just walking around. I seemed okay for the most part, but then it just suddenly hits me like the nausea of like moving your head and like all the.
And there's the terror of the zombies.
Well, I just felt so sick, and then like he made me play the rest of the game because he was fine with it.
Oh yeah,
but I couldn't do
too
it.
weak.
I was.
Imagine they have a VR game where you're like one of the guys on like the landing craft of Saving Private Ryan, and you're just like vomiting up and down in the sea. You see some guy vomit beside you, you vomit right into your VR. Oh fuck! I'll give it 10 out of 10. So real.
Well, I don't get. Do you get seasick?
It's funny. I used to as a kid. I don't anymore, but I could actually. It's a give and take. I feel like if it's really weird. There's no like cause I can pinpoint because I've been on small boats that like sway a lot, and I've been on a big ferry and I've gotten sick before too. But I'd say like most of the time I'm okay. It's just on an off day I can still get seasick.
Yeah, I think I get more motion sickness from like certain like the Resident Evil game, but I never had seasickness whenever I was on like cruises or any ferries or any boats
Cruises
like
are
that.
usually pretty big, right? So you're not gonna feel
No,
it.
but you see like so many people with like the
Yeah.
seasick patch
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever it's called.
There's a
Yeah.
seasick patch?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch. It's either a patch or they even get this thing for the wrist or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a bracelet, and then it's like this ball that digs into your like wrist, and they say even that helps with seasickness. I think it's all bullshit placebo stuff, but whatever works, right?
It's
But,
like
yeah,
those
tons of
bracelets that
people-
help with your blood circulation.
No, I don't even know. It's probably just there's a bunch of garbage, anyways. But it's just like you wear the bracelet, you have this metal ball right on the I guess the front of your wrist, and it just presses into it, and they say that helps with it.
That helps with seasickness.
No, I don't think it's just, we're not a very factually correct show anyway. So
I'm sure they have some sort of explanation for it, but yeah, the first time I went on a cruise, I saw tons of people with it, and at first, I thought like, there's a lot of people with like nicotine patches on. It's like there's that many people, like, because I know like a lot of areas you can't smoke, but it's like there's a lot of people, I guess, that smoke, and they just all have to use the patch.
yeah,
And
seasickness
it's like
patch.
actually seasickness, but yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, a bunch of people are not good on the water. Shouldn't join the Navy. Or join the Navy and just vomit every day.
It's a great way to lose weight.
Yeah, just vomit every
Jason, really?
I'm fat. I don't know. I gotta work out more. I'm getting fat. It's so gross.
Yeah, it's a 300-pound mess. He's got one of those beds that like kind of has to fold and dump him onto the floor. So, yeah.
That would be interesting. Did they actually have a thing like that?
I don't know. I saw those shows back then. Where
I
it was
remember
like,
Wallace and Gromit had it, but it was like set up so like it puts on his clothes and stuff for him.
yeah,
Yeah.
no. I saw it from I forget what show it was on TLC, but it was basically like fat people, like people that
Oh.
weigh more than like 1,000, like
Yeah.
500 pounds.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
my
that
500
show,
pound
Those
yeah,
are
leg or
yeah.
something.
disturbing.
Yeah, I'm just like, how do you even live? Most of them are just like at home, like software developers. That's the only job they can have, right? But then, some of them got beds where they can't lift themselves up. They gotta have like a helper to come lift them up, or the bed itself is like, it's like you have this hydraulic function. It kind of helps you get on your feet.
Did any of you guys read Ready Player One?
I
Nope.
saw the movie.
Was it a good
Okay.
movie?
It's a decent movie.
Okay, I'll wait.
It's
for it.
it's alright.
Well, no, because the book is kind of like what you guys are mentioning right now. About
Fat people.
everything is. I don't know if this is gonna be a spoiler or not for the book.
Spoiler warning for the Ready Player One book and or movie.
Movie.
Just be prepared.
I haven't watched the movie, so I don't know. But yeah, it's set in the future, right? So it's like 2045 or something,
Yeah.
and everybody's just addicted to like the internet,
Oh yeah. That
so,
sounds
which
like
is a cool concept.
That
But
sounds like a great life.
So,
So-
imagine you've seen Sword Art Online, right?
Yeah.
Or no,
yeah.
the concept of
Everybody's
it?
just stuck in the.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Wow.
that huge popular world, VR world,
Yeah.
and like everyone's playing it. Basically, they have a headset on and everything. But the difference, at least I saw in the movie, was that the people are still moving in real life, like the VR stuff we have now, where they're like on a track or whatever.
yeah,
Okay.
Actually, it was kind of stupid because they have people on the streets
Yeah.
playing and everything. They're in the VR world, but they're actually walking around and stuff in the real world. That
Yeah.
didn't make
So it's
sense
like
to me.
I'm gonna play a VR game of me walking in the street while walking in the street.
yeah. No,
No, you see people like shooting guns again. They're just like miming it in real life, but they got the headset and
Oh, I
stuff
see.
on.
Yeah.
So it looks ridiculous. I'm like, how are people doing this in public? Wouldn't they like get killed or something?
They don't think
because
that's
everybody's
probably-
doing it, so there's like nobody driving.
You could easily get pickpocketed or like
Yeah.
just like hit with a baseball bat.
No,
They don't
but-
think of when they write
I think
these
it's all.
books-
There's no cash, right? I think it's
Oh, I
all
don't know.
digital currency or something.
Yeah, but they can
that's
still
why.
come and somehow.
You can
know,
still
fucking
steal like
scan it,
belongings too and stuff.
Something like that. Yeah. Steal your head.
But yeah, that's why I didn't watch the movie, because I did not like the book.
Oh, you didn't like the book?
The book was just like, the concept was pretty cool, that like a society where the next big drug is just
games.
like internet, VR.
It is that way.
But
I think-
that concept of it was pretty good, but the book itself was written like in my opinion, like a first draft. Like,
I think it was meant for younger kids, so maybe it's like the wording.
How is it meant for younger kids? That's the other thing I don't get. If it's meant for younger kids, but then it's a callback to the 80s, so how are kids who are like 13 now going to know about all these little... And he goes in depth, like we're not talking about... He goes with these vague references from the 80s, and how are 13-year-old kids supposed to understand that? Like,
it's probably a niche book.
A ton of it falls on a lot of 80s references. Like, the whole concept is the creator of the whole world kind of thing. He passed away. Yeah. He's leaving like his fortune and everything to whoever can solve these puzzles and stuff. But the puzzles are based like on his life, and he was a huge pop culture kind of dude. So a lot of it's on 80s pop culture.
Yeah, so like the puzzles are built into like 80s video games and stuff like that, or
movies too. Like a big part of it was in The Shining in the mansion.
Which,
well,
like,
the movie
I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know what I think what I've heard from people who read and watched is that the movie's a little bit different from the book because they had to update the references so that, you know, for the movie more people would get it. Yeah,
because they had huge ones like freaking Iron Giant and
Iron Giant.
They had a Tracer, and like
I don't think Iron
Tracer
Giant's
was probably the biggest reoccurring Easter egg character.
Yeah, and
showed up like 5 times, and everyone else is just like, oh, one small glance in like this huge thing. Like if you pause it and take a look, you can spot it. But Tracer's just like blatantly showing up.
And that's the other thing I found out with the book. Like, it's all about, that's how it's gimmick. Like, the gimmick is it's all about the 80s references, but then it's not really about the 80s references because there's references all the way up to like the early 2000s and stuff like that. So I don't know how.
Yeah, I think they're
considered.
Just adapting it to
No, even in the book. How
do they do that?
Like, there's... Because it's set in 2045, right? So even early 2000s for them is like ancient, like 45 years ago.
Yeah.
So...
What did they reference? I don't know about that.
I don't want to spoil it too much for anybody who wants to read the book or something.
The other spoilers are fine. This one is...
No, I just don't want to go too in detail. I'm trying to stay on that fine line between general spoilers and specific
when you see that line, just fucking blow right through it.
We probably already have. But anyway, my opinion was I didn't like that book. Like, as a book, I didn't like it. The concept was good, but if somebody else, more competent author had written it, probably.
Yeah, I mean, the movie itself, average kind of movie, maybe like a 6.5 or so.
And that's...
Like, if it's on Netflix or something, give it a watch if you want.
That's what I'm waiting for. Once it gets on Netflix, I'll give it a watch. But...
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
The only other reason I'd watch is because Steven Spielberg's attached to it. Like, if it was any other director, I'd be like,
that's one of the main reasons I watched it.
If it was some random, like, new nobody director or any other director, I probably wouldn't watch it.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's really cliche or predictable, but whatever. It's entertaining for what it is.
I'm trying to think, what was the last good movie Steven Spielberg directed or produced?
Wasn't there? Didn't he do?
He did.
Drawing blanks here.
What is that one? Super or something?
Super 8 or something?
Super 8? That was J.J. Abrams.
Oh, damn.
But he
produced
it? I don't know. Fuck it. He's super rich. He doesn't have to do anything for the rest of his life.
He absolutely does not. He could retire now and still be known as one of the greatest directors, producers, whatever. Because he did Animaniacs too, and like Pinky and the Brain and all those guys.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Dude's legendary.
Wow,
it's probably my favorite cartoon as a kid.
Animaniacs or Pinky and the Brain?
Well, Animaniacs incorporated Pinky and the Brain in it. It was one of the segments they had. And then
they didn't have their standalone show. I can't remember.
Pinky and the Brain got their standalone.
Yeah,
show.
They had their own standalone show after. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know which came first.
I don't know if it started as the segment or not, but I can't remember now.
Again, I don't like Googling stuff and
it's okay, we're cutting all this.
Steven Spielberg. His Mexican
That was
cousin.
good. That was a good episode. Let's just leave that unexplained for
the last one.
Easter egg.
The last one he directed was The Post before Ready Player One, and then before that was BFG, Bridge of Spies, and
gun.
the biggest one I guess probably would have been Lincoln in 2012.
Oh, Daniel
Oh yeah, he
Day-Lewis?
did Tintin.
And then he did Tintin.
Did you watch that? It was decent.
Oh, I saw it once because it was really similar to my name, so I wanted to see what it was all about.
That's the reason.
That was your reason.
Yeah, I was very disappointed actually.
Did you know anything about Tintin before?
No, I'm just like,
I used
no,
to
You
watch.
didn't know about Tintin
no,
before?
yeah, no, exactly, no. I was a kid, and some kid was like, "Hey, you just like Tintin." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Tintin, a cartoon. I'm like, "All right, I gotta fucking watch it." You know, this is so close to my name. Go watch it. I was very disappointed. I was never friends with that kid ever again.
I like Tintin. The
Tintin
cartoon was
awesome.
great. The thing was that I always watched it like obviously in English, but then I didn't realize it was originally French or something, right?
Yeah.
So every time I
Something
like
like that, yeah.
switch a channel to it and it would be Tintin in French, I'm like, why do I always see him in French more than English?
See, when I was that age, I just wanted to watch shit that was like intense, like Dragon Ball, right? Just fighting every time. Someone had to be violence and death in the show.
At that tender
I
age.
watched Tintin and literally nothing happens at it. You know,
It's a mystery thing. It's
yeah. So I was like, "Fuck this, this show." I can't. I was a kid, mind you. So I was like, "No, I want to see Goku like go Super Saiyan and blow shit up. I don't want to see Tintin walk around, do nothing, have dialogue."
So something with more plot.
No, the funny thing is, yeah, it's probably a much more better written and sophisticated show than the rest. But that's
So-
not what you want to watch as a kid.
So you're a Michael Bay fan then?
No, because I've grown up. I'm no longer, like fucking 9. So.
But the name of Tintin has been tainted. So
You should watch
go
the
back-
movie, the one from 11 or 12?
2011, yeah.
One of these days, maybe I'll.
When are they going to do the sequel to that? Because it was Peter Jackson and Spielberg, right? The first one was directed by Spielberg and produced by Peter Jackson, and the deal was that the next one would be directed by Peter Jackson and produced by Spielberg.
Yes. I'll
What
go
other-
along with that.
I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to think what other movies did Peter Jackson direct besides Lord of the Rings and
The Hobbit.
entire-
And
I know the entire universe.
The Lovely Bones, and
Never heard of that one.
and that was the only King Kong 2005.
I don't
Yeah,
think I
watched
like that one. That was Jack
This
Black,
is,
right?
this is pretty much all his like Hollywood filmography. Before that, it was just his own independent like small time films.
Pornos.
The Frighteners is the biggest one, I think.
I got The Frighteners is there, 96. Yeah, a lot of stuff I don't know. Like from 76, there was his first thing credited on IMDb called The Valley. And from there, it goes up into the early 90s. Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles,
Those are all
Dead
his like
Alive,
small, like his own
Heavenly
independent
Creatures,
features. Like
Forgotten Silver, and then Frighteners.
his biggest thing was Lord of the Rings, and then Kong.
Yeah, so how did they give such a big project to him if he had like such a low track record?
Because he's the biggest probably Lord of the Rings fan on the planet.
Yeah, but you could probably find.
But
a bunch of
usually you
people
give
that-
movie like a director role to someone with the credentials as a director.
Yeah,
right?
especially if you're pouring that much money into it, right?
Not really.
I mean, they made
because,
the obvious. Like, obviously, they made a good choice. He was obviously the best man for the job.
yeah.
But
Well, I mean, just like these days, the Russo brothers got the Winter Soldier, and from then they just they got Civil War, and now they did 2 Infinity War movies. I mean, and before that they were just in TV. They were like doing directed episodes of Arrested Development and like some other.
They probably just did
comedies
good on the
and stuff.
casting couch.
What?
yeah, you know, you
No,
got
no
2
way.
of them, so
Exactly.
Yeah, no, but
that actually be a
and
good place to stop.
even the Ragnarok director Taika Waititi, he's like before Ragnarok, all his movies were like small time, his small budget.
Yeah, but they had to be like, were they good? Did people
Well,
like 'em?
there was What We Do in the Shadows, which is
Oh, I watched that.
it's a
on Netflix.
mockumentary about vampires, basically,
Oh,
which is
that-
hilarious.
It
Probably
is
made his name
great.
for that after.
They got some dark comedy in it.
Yeah.
He probably made his name from that.
And
So
then there was
yeah.
he did Boy and Eagle vs Shark, and I think that's his whole filmography there. Like Thor Ragnarok is literally his 4th or 5th title. That's it.
Yeah, what did
So
they?
are you saying that we could break into the directing game?
It's possible if you have good stories to tell.
No,
It's
not possible.
Give me a DC character, and I will probably do better than some of the movies.
Then talk to WB. Maybe I'm sure you'll do better than Zack Snyder. That's for sure.
Oh man, give me any character. I'll freaking make it work.
All right. Doesn't matter if it's DC.
If
or
you're
Marvel.
listening to me, DC.
Poison Ivy.
Well, Marvel has such a higher standard than DC.
I want you to do Squirrel Girl.
Okay, done. Squirrel Girl against Thanos, man. She's beat him before.
All right.
Against
It's not gonna be like a.
Galactus.
You're doing
it's not gonna be
Marvel
like
now?
a. It's not
She's
gonna,
beat Galactus.
it's not gonna be like a
Thanos,
joking
Wolverine.
thing. I want to be like
I
rated
thought
R.
you said give me a DC character.
Yeah, I did, but he said Squirrel Girl. So
Yeah, rated R.
fine.
Rated R
Done.
Squirrel Girl movie.
I can do it.
You just want to see some furry.
No. I'd rather not see I'd rather not see just the sex part.
It's gonna be in there.
All right, whatever floats your boat.
That's how it starts in Jason's mind, and that's how it ends too.
But seriously, she could actually get a really good movie. She's beaten so many high-end characters. A lot of them.
Well, actually, they might do a. Marvel has said they'll possibly do a Miss Marvel now that Captain Marvel is in the lineup. That in the future there could be a Miss Marvel with what's her name, Kamala Khan, the Pakistani Muslim superhero in the Marvel.
Oh
universe.
yeah. They switched all those things so much, though. It's crazy. It's hard to keep track.
They didn't switch it. She's been in the comics for like a
No, I was thinking
decade
Captain
now.
Marvel though, but it was
Yeah.
because then they used the name Marvel for both, and then it's like a competition
Well,
thing.
Miss
to get the
Marvel got
audience.
promoted to Captain Marvel, and then the new Miss Marvel was Kamala Khan.
Well, and then Shazam
is-
was also known as Captain Marvel as well in the DC.
This is
Was
already
he? He
very
was
confusing.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but same thing.
This
It's
comic
spelled
book,
the same.
Comic book creep is the worst.
Yeah,
Kind of is.
I don't know what they're gonna do. What were we talking about before we?
Directors is the last
Yeah.
thing I remember. But
Oh yeah, Steven Spielberg started this whole thing. Yeah.
Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Do you know he directed?
Who?
he got commissioned by Mr. Burns to direct.
Speaking of Peter Jackson, Mortal Engines is coming out. I think this December, but he's
Mortal
producing
what?
it. Mortal Engines, I think it's called.
What is this?
It's another adaptation from a book series called The Hungry City Chronicles.
Yeah,
For a movie or
It's set in the future, like thousands of years in the future, where all the cities are mobile now. So basically, like just a whole city is on wheels. So like, and then the bigger cities hunt down the smaller towns and villages and like take them.
Nice.
so it's like those was it
You can have that already. Just
There's
have
those-
a fucking RV town. Have a whole RV park. Just drive somewhere else.
Not,
settle down. Kick everybody's ass.
No, an RV park would be still separate RVs, right? Driving
Yeah,
together.
you have
This
to
is
build
like
the concept up from somewhere, right?
I was
Eventually.
thinking something along the lines of Pac-Man. You just see the big one eating the smaller ones.
Pretty much. They like. Have you seen the trailer for? I guess you haven't because you
No, I
haven't heard of it. But Peter Jackson's only producing it, and his longtime collaborator, Christian Rivers, I think, is directing it.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
But
like
Jackson wrote it with his regular writing partners, so it's gonna be good. I read the first book,
So it is a movie. It's not like a
it is a movie.
show or anything.
No, it's a movie.
Okay. Cool.
But the books are for kids. Like it's like the age 12, 13 range. But they're still pretty good books. But they're small. They're like
I remember.
200 something pages.
I was initially thinking of a game where it's like you start as a little blob, like a circle,
Uh-huh.
and you eat smaller blobs and you keep growing bigger. And it's like a multiplayer game, so there's other people as blobs getting bigger, and then you can actually absorb them if you're bigger. And it's
Wasn't
like
that like
Agario.
that was
is what
like
it's
the
called.
first stage of like Spore. You remember that game?
Yeah. They
You
had that
start
too.
off as a little organism, and you're like eating organisms. You're gaining traits,
Yeah.
and then you become.
It's like that, but it's just circles. And it's called Agar, and it's like agar.io, so I always called it Agario. But yeah, that was a fun, simplistic game. Just balls eating balls, blobs eating blobs, circles eating circles.
Doesn't
I'm
take a
trying to
lot
make it
to
like
keep
it.
you entertained.
Yeah, all you need is balls.
Yeah, all you need is balls and a fucking
Jeez.
set up in some kind of game, and Jason's gone for like a week.
I think I insult myself more
You
than
are
anyone.
the type. You are. This is why we heard today that like what they were considering that like excessive video gaming was like a mental health disorder.
Yeah,
you are the cause for this.
The WHO are gonna do that.
Get Jason
They're
a
talking about doing
monitor, a keyboard, and fucking balls bouncing off his screen.
that.
He's
Not the
done.
WHO, the band, but the WHO as in World Health Organization.
Yeah, World Health Organization.
But it's especially meant for people that actually have a issue with gaming, where it's like taking over their lives, where they're not. It's affecting their sleep and eating habits and so on. Like they prioritize gaming over actual stuff.
This
Like,
is a big problem in Asia. People like fucking just stay days on end in an internet cafe and just die.
yeah. So I don't do that because I'm like having trouble getting time to game enough. But if I was being paid to game, then maybe. I mean, I could just die slowly from that.
Then it would be your job. It wouldn't be necessary.
Oh no, yeah, I can't.
No, it's like
If I try to play a game for like 8 hours a day, I would go crazy. I can't do that.
No, but what I was saying is like, if you're getting paid to play games, then you wouldn't necessarily have that disorder. It'd just be your job. That's why you're doing it. It doesn't mean.
Well,
that
they could if it still affects their sleep habits and eating habits and stuff. Where it affects their health.
If you
overall.
can turn it off just like any other job after 8 hours, you
Yeah,
just,
then you don't qualify.
this is what you ever see those pro gamer teams around? This is basically their life. 8 hours a day, just playing. Like you're training. You're either training with your other partners to fucking up your skill or whatever at whatever game, right? It could be like CS:GO. It could be fucking Dota or whatever. And
Yeah,
it's
start
hours
playing.
and hours and hours. You're just playing. Your teammates and your fucking. What was it the training team, the B team, and this is fucking hours on hours. 8 hour day. You sleep, you eat, you shit with your teammates. Right?
with them.
Oh,
In a
you
collective toilet or what?
well, yeah, sure.
It's
No,
a
just
big
right
one.
there on the spot. They don't have time to go to the toilet. No, they have. No, it's like a big building. It's like their team owns a building, and then they have like their own dorms and stuff.
But so how does the money come in? So basically,
A lot of advertisers, a lot of I think it's mostly just generated from ads and sponsors, right? Like
Yeah.
you get sponsors. It's just like you see Formula One, you got like fucking like Adderall and shit, like
Adderall's your go-to.
yeah, the cows like Adderall and Trojan and
Getting
whatever.
Wonder Bread and
Not-
like Old Spice.
No. The economy's bad. These are the things that are still
not
making money.
Valvoline motor oil or anything.
No,
but
no,
Adderall.
No, Adderall. Yeah, Adderall. Fucking Kit Kat. I don't know. No. So yeah, you'll have that when they walk into like a stadium. You'll see it in like in South Korea. Their uniform. It'll be like sponsors on there. Etihad Airlines. Or something like that.
Don't they usually do football?
Yeah. It'll just be in the esports, and it's funny because it's like it's still super popular, I think.
Yeah.
But like it's like a big thing. It's like it's actual sporting event.
Oh yeah, they
right?
got like these tournaments and like cash prizes for it. But I'm thinking the sponsorships really pay all the big bills, big bucks.
Yeah, that's what. And
But I can't do that. Is there a game that you could think
That I could.
you don't necessarily have to be good at it, but can you spend that much time committed to it?
no, it's crazy. They wash out in like late 20s. Like they have to retire. I know for the South Korean players that play StarCraft,
Yeah.
you have to keep your actions per minute. Your APM's so high. You could get like arthritis in your hands
At,
or
like,
whatever.
28.
At like 20, and like more than 25, you're like, oh man, you're getting old. Old man, you got to retire soon. At
The
25.
thing is, they make enough money to actually retire though, potentially. Like,
But yeah, if you're a big star,
Yeah.
if you're someone else that has like a nobody, and you're 25, you gotta retire.
That's still not bad. At 25, you retire from that, and then you just like have a wake up moment and be like, okay, get a real
yeah, but
job.
you probably shunned from your family because in that society, your mom wants you to be like a doctor or a lawyer. You
At
turn out to be a
25,
pro
you could,
gamer.
if you make that much money, at 25, you can still go back to med school.
You're thinking that they do make up that money. Like the people that don't make it, they're not stars. They gotta retire by 25. They didn't make anything.
Yeah.
That's one of the sad things about like a bunch of people that try to make it big in Twitch streaming and stuff. Because I recently saw a video of a guy that did try, like he went all in to be a professional Twitch streamer.
He went all in.
Oh yeah, he like lost his job and like affected his friendships and other relationships and stuff.
Never go full retard.
Yeah, he like gamed like as
Sean
a full-time
Penn?
job, like 8 hours a day, and he never made it big. But he got like this. I think it went kind of viral, like his video about how he was saying how he regrets the decision, how it affected his life and everything.
Yeah.
And it's actually a pretty sad story. Like the dude's tearing up and everything, saying how like he lost his job. He has like another job now as like a delivery man or something.
Fuck.
But he like full on regrets trying to go professional.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like it's a matter of luck really for a lot.
Yeah,
of people.
no, and this is the stupid. They think this is some kind of like easy allure, right? Like, oh fuck yeah, I'll play games professionally, stream on Twitch for the rest of my life. And yeah, it usually doesn't work out that way. You're not like, yeah, it is all luck. It's just somebody finds something like quirky about you. Like you could be doing nothing. I don't know if you ever see like one of the Twitch streamers, Criparian.
No.
He just plays Hearthstone all day and some other games, but he literally does nothing. He's just the camera's on him and he's just playing. He's clicking.
Yeah.
He doesn't even doesn't say jokes. He doesn't say nothing. He's just him playing. But people love that shit. He's got like 20,000 views a day, like hundreds, even probably 100,000 views a day. Just people watching him just play his little shitty little game and then eat his fucking vegan meals.
All these things are just like fad careers, you know, like it's just whoever got in on it first. Like
Yeah,
same thing with YouTube. Like all
YouTube,
the
Instagram,
big, the big YouTubers are the ones who got in it. Like this, you know, this bright idea came to them back when YouTube started, like 07, 08, and then they've been running since then. Anybody who tries to do the same thing now isn't going to make it as big as, you know.
Well, they're trying to up themselves. They're trying to do stupid shit now.
Yeah, which
like,
is then you get people like what's his name, that guy who filmed the dead body in Japan.
Logan Paul, right?
Logan Paul, yeah. That
he's such a
suicide
douchebag.
victim. He filmed this. Then you get people like that going, you know, trying to up the.
The thing is, he's
predecessors.
still like probably making lots of money.
He
Even
is.
if he lost a lot of, I don't know if he had.
He lost most.
sponsorships
He had
or whatever.
sponsorships. I think he lost his sponsorships, but
He
then
did, but he's still probably making a lot of money.
yeah, but
He's still
that's
getting the views.
see that's insane in my opinion. Like,
Well,
that's stupid.
Yo, the thing
that's
is-
the definition of stupid.
It is, but it's like it fuels him. But and also like he's at least he made money out of it, even if he's an idiot, right? He is not the norm for all of this, right? The norm is usually people like I remember reading this article about this girl that wanted to start her Instagram career, so she basically went into debt, like tens of thousands of dollars in debt, just paying for trips, food, just to take Instagram pictures,
Just to take that picture.
just to get that like following, like oh yeah, this is my lifestyle,
Yeah.
whatever. She went into debt to just do this. Took on like 2 trips, fancy dinners, fucking months out, month-long trips to all these exotic destinations. At the end, she's like completely in debt. No one really followed her at all. She
Because-
thought like, oh, this is a legitimate career move.
Again, it's the pioneers who thought of that, if you can call them that. The Instagram pioneers, they probably made something out of it, but not everybody who follows in their footsteps is going to get the same success.
Yeah, you get so many copycats now just trying to
Yeah.
cash in.
And it's
on
the same
that
thing
kind
with
of thing.
Twitch. Like everybody who started in on it, like from the beginning, they might achieve some kind of fame.
It's also the same thing with podcasts.
Yeah, I was getting there.
We do stupid ass stuff for free.
I was getting
Yeah,
there.
man, we're not.
But at least we haven't.
We don't go to debt
gone
for
into
this.
debt.
This
Yeah.
is basically all free.
Yeah.
Except Jason.
Well-
Jason blew all his fucking cash on this.
Well, we should wrap it up.
for us, there's 2 things. We're not going into debt because there's not much of a startup for this. And we talk about this kind of shit all the time anyway.
Yeah, and it's only Jason that's struggling.
Yeah, we should end this. We don't want to run this too long.
Yeah, he needs to go renegotiate with the bank tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks.
it's verbal laxative.
Yeah, do the usual like and
Subscribe.
Yeah,
Please
that's
and,
the
spread
way.
us like a venereal disease.
and
to all your
comment
friends.
on.
That's not a good way to market us.
All right, fucking just a non-venereal disease then.
Yeah,
Spread it.
yeah.
How about you guys start with comments and then we can talk about the VG after.
Thanks.
No, start with the VD.